The Warriors are on a 6-game winning streak as I'm recording this video. With Jimmy Butler in the lineup, they also have a 13-1 record. His addition has resulted in Steph Curry playing with more energy and turning back the clock a bit. Probably because before, he knew deep down the Warriors had no shot and too much was on his plate. But now, it's like, damn, we can compete. We are a championship contender, and that has him playing his best basketball of the season. In the last 15 games, Curry is averaging 28.7 points, 6.1 assists per game, shooting 42.1% from 3 on 11.9 attempts per game. He's unreal. And over the last 15 games, the Warriors have the third best offensive rating during that stretch, 123.2 to be exact, also ranked first in assist percentage, 74.5%. Now, here's the Jimmy Butler effect. The Warriors over the season are ranked 24th in free throw rate. With Jimmy Butler, they are 5th in that category. He has more free throws made, a total of 90 as a Warrior compared to 70 made field goals. It adds another dynamic to the Warriors offense. It helps the spacing as well because teams must account for the paint and rim more when Jimmy is in the game because that's mainly where he gets it done. Meanwhile, Steph is running around all throughout the perimeter and shooting from there. Let's go over some plays to showcase how they are getting it done offensively. Jimmy Butler with the rock. Put yourself in the shoes of the Rockets. You're thinking, oh, Butler and Curry two-man game. Oh, wait. Jimmy senses Jock Landale falling asleep on Draymond, so out of nowhere, he rockets a pass to Draymond. Now these two defenders are instantly probably confused. They must communicate, and naturally, because Curry is the most feared player without the ball to stick to him, and now it's a free dunk for Jimmy Butler. Here's what makes them so great. Think about it. Jimmy Butler has a rock in his hands on the one side of the court, but on the opposite side, Curry is still a threat. And the same exact idea can be said if Curry had the rock in this instance because they are two of the best off-ball movers in the game and they seek advantages out off the rock. So pairing them together, things like this are going to happen consistently for easy buckets. Not only that, but you also have three great passers on the court at the same time consistently. Draymond Green leads them in this category. In the last 15 games, he's averaging 6.7 assists per game. He's the perfect connector for them next to these two because he has great court vision, isn't afraid to set screens. He loves doing the dirty work. He has 20 assists to Jimmy Butler. That duo has clicked instantly. He also has 29 assists to Steph Curry. But like I said, he's not the only elite passer on the court. Steph Curry is right behind him with 6.1 assists. Then you got Jimmy Butler in third with 5.8 assists per game in the last 15 games. What makes their offense so tough to guard is the star power of Curry and Jimmy Butler, then all the off-ball movement and screens that come with it. You have to account for them 24/7 even if they don't have the rock. But then on top of that, the Warriors' top three guys have that quick passing decision trait. So most times they will not miss open cuts or whatever it is if the defense is slacking. So of course Steph Curry is going off. So as you can imagine, they're winning his minutes and they've been winning his minutes all year long pretty much. But a big problem early in the season was how can the Warriors survive minutes without him? Well, the answer is simple. They could not. In the previous 42 games, the Warriors had 106.4 offensive rating, aka one of the worst in the league, along with a negative 2.6 net rating in 1,110 minutes without Curry on the court when he's resting on the bench. With Jimmy Butler, the Warriors have found a way to win those minutes. The last 15 games in 229 minutes when Curry is getting a breather on that sideline, the Warriors have 119.9 offensive rating, 108.9 defensive rating, plus 11 net rating. So the two main lineups with Jimmy but without Curry have been cooking. Per PivotFade.com, in 39 minutes, the lineup of Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, and Quinton Post have a 127.4 offensive rating, 102.7 defensive rating. Then, in 26 minutes, the lineup of Brandon Podziemski, Buddy Hield, Jimmy Butler, Guy Santos, and Kevon Looney are producing a 120.8 offensive rating, 94.1 defensive rating. I mean, that's gotta feel like fake news for Warriors fans. Thriving without Steph Curry on the court consistently lately, truly a game changer for them moving forward, and a night and day difference compared to the beginning of the year. Not only do they have a top 3 offense, but they have a top 3 defense. Let's go over some film to showcase how they've transformed into one of the best defenses in the NBA since adding Jimmy Butler. Brandon picking up at the logo, 2 on Monk, and then Draymond picks up the wide open Trey Lyles and takes away the 3. Then Brandon puts on a masterclass of how to stay in front of your man in the ISO situation. Jimmy loses Zach, no problem, I got your back, brother. Then Jimmy helps the helper, Draymond with an aggressive closeout. He gets blown by. Don't worry, Butler got your back. And then the big man finishes the job. What a defensive possession. And then Jimmy is capable of this. He starts out on DeMar DeRozan, switches on to Zach LaVine, laughs with glee while staying in front during that ISO attempt. Then he switches on to Sabonis, gets aggressive, then he closes out hard, going back to LaVine, and it results in an air ball. Now imagine you're his teammate. That type of stuff is contagious. Seeing one of your best players give that much defensively, it sets the tone. It makes the others want to compete harder. Everybody in that rotation knows they must give this type of effort. So Draymond misses. The Mavericks have numbers. Santos gets in front of Marshall and then closes out on Kyrie. Post steps in front. Draymond out of nowhere, forcing Exum off the line. Post forces a pass, 2 converge to force another pass, 2 then rotate to shut that shot off. Then it's just great individual defense, and the basketball gods reward them with that in and out miss. And it's time to acknowledge the production from the other guys. In the last 15 games, Brandon Podziemski, 12.5 points, 3.6 assists per game, while bringing the hustle defensively. Moses Moody plays great defense, but he's also averaging 12.2 points while shooting 37% from 3 on 4.9 attempts per game. Buddy Hield has his moments where you want him out of the league, but still, he's shooting 6+ threes per game at 37% while averaging 11 points. It's a nice weapon to have. Gary Payton brings that point of attack defense, a nice lob threat, 9.6 points per game while shooting 63.9% from the field. Quinton Post comes in to stretch the floor, even has started some games as a center for them, and tries very, very hard. 9.5 points per game while shooting 45% from 3 on 4.5 attempts. Then you got Guy Santos as well. Just energy, and hustle from him whenever he gets an opportunity. Jonathan Kuminga just got back as well. It's going to be interesting to see how they get him back in the mix of things. I mean, in my opinion, their supporting cast is producing and doing better than I expected after the trade. And low-key, it's kind of underrated around the league. I honestly feel like they have enough if this keeps up. That's all I got, though. Let me know your thoughts below in the comment section.